Hey everybody, I wanted to make this little intro just to say first, hope you're having a great summer. We have a huge announcement today on the channel. This is 3 months in the making. And it's going to take 2 videos to kind of bring all the content to you. But basically what's happened is we've entered a partnership with the Highland Park Lapidary company. We're going to be supplying them rough material from Nova Scotia to sell on their live sales. And in exchange, they're going to be giving us equipment to review on the channel. The first piece of equipment they've given us is a 24-inch lapidary slab saw. Huge addition to the shop. Very excited to be working with them. They're going to be an official sponsor of the channel. Terry and I went down to Boston to their warehouse. We interviewed one of the owners, Sherman Rowland. There's 2 owners, John and Sherman. They're both brothers, and Sherman was down at the warehouse that day. We went and visited them. This video and the video that's going to be coming after, the 2-parter, documents that trip where we went down, we toured the warehouse. Sherman gave us a little bit of insight on what Highland Park Lapidary is all about. Not only do they sell great equipment, really awesome equipment actually, wide variety of equipment. They also have a wide range of rough rock that they sell for people to use on the equipment that they sell. So they have live streams and live sales that they do weekly, and that's why we are supplying them some rock for those live sales. So for those of you who've been asking, do we sell our material? Well, we don't sell it per se, but now you can acquire our material exclusively through the Highland Park live streams. We've sent them many samples, many really awesome high quality samples, seam agates, limb casts, the conifer limb casts that you guys see us find on the channel. All that stuff's going to be available at Highland Park now, and I will be leaving in the description all the details on how you can join those live streams and bid on the items. They're live auctions, so you can get them at great prices. Free shipping to the United States. Highland Park offers free shipping. So without further ado, I want to get to the first part of the video where we go down, interview Sherman, and just spend some time in their warehouse. Awesome experience. It was really fun. Terry's like a kid in a candy store down there. I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the second part of the video, which will probably come out Sunday, August 4th. And again, very excited for this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's 6 a.m. on a Friday morning. Terry and I are driving down to Boston, and we're going to be visiting the Highland Park Lapidary Company warehouse. Over the past 3 months, the owner, John Rowland, and myself have been negotiating kind of a partnership where we bring down a lot of rough material from Nova Scotia that we find here on our beaches in exchange for some equipment. So we're going to be promoting and demoing Highland Park equipment on the channel, and very excited about it. Here's what we put together for Highland Park to take down. Terry contributed some material, which is some pretty high grade stuff. We got some amethyst in there, we got some cherry flame, big sagonites, we got some tree rock, seam agate in there. Same with this bin. That's a bin that myself and Terry put together. Got some tumbling material here for them because they make tumblers as well. And over there in that bin we have some conifers, some full rounds, pretty much my whole stock of conifer limb casts basically. So this is probably over 500 pounds of material. We're going to take it down, and they're going to be selling a lot of the seam agates and stuff in their live sales. They have live auctions that they do a couple times a week actually, and we're going to be help promoting that stuff. So you can find Rockhounding Life rough material exclusively on the Highland Park weekly live auctions. I will talk more about that later. Information will be in the description of this video. Terry and I are going to get on the road. I'm just waiting for him to get here, and it's going to be exciting. We're also going to be taking down, well, I got 2 big logs here. This piece here, this is one of my bigger limb cast logs, and it's got really awesome botryoidal features going on. It runs right through. Nice agate banding around there. So this is too big for any saw that I have, so we're going to hopefully cut this while we're down there. Highland Park's going to cut this for us, and we'll feature that in today's video as well. So that's today's video. Exciting times in the rockhounding life world. Really excited about this partnership. Highland Park Lapidary will be an official sponsor of the channel. It's a really big deal. Really excited to work with those guys. And without further ado, we're going to get on the road and take you around for a tour of the Highland Park warehouse. So we'll see you in about 12 hours, because that's how long it's going to take. to drive from Nova Scotia to Boston. Hey, so we arrived at Highland Park Lapidary, and we're meeting with Sherman Rowland today, and we're gonna have a tour of the shop, the warehouse, and he's gonna show us around, and then we're gonna talk rocks, and I'll introduce you to Sherman here in a second. Here we are, Sherman Rowland with Highland Park Lapidary. Sherman, I just want to thank you so much for letting us come down here to the shop. We got some great things in the works between us and you, and why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, as you know, John and I own Highland Park Lapidary, and we love cutting rock. This actually started for us back when we were 5 and he was 10, and my mom worked for the USGS, and so I think it was my mom's influence around rocks, and we were going collecting rocks back in the early 70s around the US, and there was amazing things that we got exposed to, and so our parents bought us a saw and a grinder, and that's kind of how we got started with it. We did struggle early on. I actually set down Lapidary because the equipment didn't really work well for us, partly because we didn't know what we were doing. I was 7 and he was 13. But the other thing was we later on really determined that some of the tools that we bought, which by the way was a Highland Park manufactured saw, really didn't work so well. And certainly the way that was could have been different. And so that was really part of our mission. We decided to do this back in 2010 is really when we kind of launched making the saws again, is we wanted to have a really good experience for somebody, making it affordable and making it successful, because so many people try a hobby out, the equipment doesn't work well for them, and instead of recognizing there might be a problem with the equipment, they lose their confidence in themselves, and so they set it down and maybe they don't do anything. And so that's really one of our missions, is how to educate and how to really make quality equipment really affordable for people, and then get a lot of knowledge around how to use it. Some of you've seen our webinars. We've done a lot of webinars, and we have like 700 hours of YouTube videos as well of how-tos of how to fix your saws and things like that. So that really is how it came from. We love rocks. I mean, I think any little kid loves rocks. And for us, we've really been able to take that passion, having done other things in between, but to come back to really that passion we had when we were little kids and actually turn this into a pretty full-size business. So we'll take a tour around, we'll talk, we'll just shoot video and give you all kind of a good idea of what are we doing here and a little bit of where are we going as well.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thanks. Let's get doing the tour, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Parts for a lot of different machines, not just Highland Park machines. So we'll do parts for Star Diamond machines, Phantom machines. We have Highland Park parts going back to 1946. So the first Highland Park manufacturing saw was done in 1946. So they did a series of different generations. And so we've tried to support that as much as we can, because many people have an old machine. You don't need to buy a new machine, just get the part to fix it. So what you're seeing down through all these rows are bins of parts. So, you know, handles, it could be flanges, classic thing before we started making machines is we would find a really cool Highland Park machine, but it was missing a roller block, and that machine is pretty much trash unless you machine that. And so we really wanted to make these kinds of parts available so you could rebuild old machines. So you can see there's just parts. It's not beautifully organized, lots of bearings, sphere cups. All these are different sphere cups. We sell literally thousands of sphere cups for the high-speed grinding that. So you're seeing sphere cups. More and more parts. Feed dogs. We've innovated the feed dogs by doing that insert. So we doubled the amount of thread. The original Highland Park was just all brass. We did this insert, doubled this, did that at a lathe part, doubled it. So you really get a lot more contact there. Replacement nuts for lower tones. So we try to support as many different types of saws, and you name it, we probably have it. These are all grinding wheels for shaping machines, grinding wheels for cabbing machines, things like that. And we have yet more Corbett's. I mean, these are things I don't even have space for that are coming in. So we've been in the process of really expanding our warehouse here. We actually were going to see 3 locations that we're in this facility, and we're kind of running out of space. Our objective is to really have in stock what people need to be able to keep their saw running, because if you're cutting, you don't want to have downtime and then be really limited. So,
and not just Highland Park, but all brands.
I mean, we've got things going to multiple things. Our belief is, if you have a good saw, like say it's an old Phantom, fix it. You don't need to buy another Highland Park saw. Fix what you got. Spend your money on rock, because it's really around the rock. It's not around, oh, I gotta buy another equipment. It is about doing something beautiful and interesting with the stone, not the equipment itself. The equipment is just kind of utilitarian in that way. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, we love machines, but for us, it is around what do you do with the machine, not the machine.
Yeah, and I'm excited to show that part of your guys' business is the rock part, your live sales, your live streams. That's really the most interesting part of your business, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the people to see that.
Yeah. Over here, we're just expanding shipping. So these are 3 shipping lanes. So these are all integrated, you know, PCs, the printers, laser scanners. So whenever we pack, we have pickers, then we have packers that are, again, scanning everything. Everything's barcoded. And we ship out thousands and thousands of orders. So scaling for us, we just have to keep scaling. So we've done 3, we'll probably add another 2 lanes here to 5 full-time packers. And so that's what you really find in this particular warehouse has parts and then picking, packing, 4 loading bays over here. So you can see these are machines that go out Monday. UPS usually sends a feeder truck a couple times a week. So that usually is at least 10 pallets of machines. Each pallet is like 2 high-tone 14s. So we'll do that about twice a week. So there's a pretty high volume
Yeah, it's impressive.
equipment going through. Oh, you gotta show them this. We got cool material, but we also have this machine here, this is going out to the customer. This is a 45-inch CNC controlled slabbing machine.
Wow.
So this is all CNC. That's a 45-inch. This is a hydraulically lifted hood. If you look here, this is a whole touchscreen control. Go bring down here. So this is a whole touchscreen control. So a lot of where we're going on more and more machines is more automation. So this is variable speed. It's actually got a variable frequency drive that's monitoring the amperage of the motor, so that if the amperage is building up, it slows down the feed. Okay. If I want to speed it up, I can control that. So a lot of where we're investing in our R&D is around more automation. So we have a auto slicing machine coming out that both slices and auto indexes. That's going to be really, really good for the US or North American cutter who doesn't want to throw labor at it. Like if you're in Madagascar, you can throw a lot of bodies at it cheap. But if you're cutting commercially here, automation becomes a really important piece. And so that's one of the things you'll see. Like this is kind of a part of the new generation of machines that we have coming out. And you can see this is a beast.
It's huge. What do you think, Terry? Can we fit it in the van?
The van.
If I run with a fork truck, we sell a lot of rock. A huge amount of rock. Most people don't know that.
I had no
They know us for
idea you
equipment.
guys sold stones.
Oh yeah, I know. Wait till you see what we have. So we're probably 100-ton upstairs. So, you know, this is examples like I got stick agate. This is Turkish stick agate. You know, king cobra jasper, which really can't get anymore. Purple jade. We sell a fair amount of purple jade. We just got some really cool material in that I want you to be playing with and cutting. We're going to show some of that material here because I think some of your viewers would really like some of this as well.
Yeah, and I also want to say, point out that we've brought material down for you to sell exclusively in your live sales. So anyone who has always been interested in Rockhounding Life material, it will now be available exclusively on the Highland Park live streams. And we will give you the link in the description on how to join those live streams, and we'll give you more information on that in the video.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things, you know, from Lagunas, you know, because we're pretty much exclusive on the Laguna. We work very close with Andres Carrillo, who's the miner, very good friend of ours, and we do a number of collaborations with them. We also have material that comes out of Africa, so we're doing a joint venture over in Malawi, and so you know, I have material from all over the planet. Indonesia, John tends to go over there to buy material since he's in China, so it's very easy for him to go to Indonesia and find material. But like, this is basically where we do our setup for live sale. And we're actually moving to get some studio set up because I want to do more different types and not quite as an industrial environment, more climate control because it's hot. It's hot when you're going for 4 hours.
So this is the stuff you sold last night, basically?
Yeah, all this stuff sold last night.
Yeah, that's a lot of material.
A lot of different material.
Yeah.
This is a Charite.
Oh man, I love this stuff.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful. We don't spray it, but
No.
yeah, it's cool. Cool stuff. So
And that
different.
comes from where?
This is from Russia. It's very tough to
Russia?
get right now. It's Ural Mountains. Really cool. And there's all different kinds of grades. So this is you know, as you can see, I've got some that I'm slabbing up here into small chunks. Most people, it's expensive. So most people don't want to go buy a whole thing, but like if you look there, I mean,
That's pretty high grade.
it's about as good as it gets.
You don't have to wet it.
Yeah, freaking crazy. Yeah. You know, we're constantly buying a lot of material. Typically, we'll buy, like I have another container coming of 43 drums of material that'll be arriving next week. So we do a lot of material. In terms of actual revenue numbers, material is probably bigger than machines for us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you're pushing the volume.
because let's keep in mind, it is about the rock.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The machine is, let's get the job done with the machine, but let's actually focus on rock. I mean, one of the things that John talks about is life is too short to cut ugly rocks. The golden rule.
Yeah.
And so this is a 24, by the way. And so I just use this to block stuff down.
Yeah, this is a machine that we're thinking about taking back with us to Nova Scotia.
This you'd have to take off. Obviously,
Yeah.
Everclean is going
It's
to.
just a 24-inch.
Them from BC.
These island agates, these are the ones John's getting
Yeah.
from.
Actually, we don't reveal where it comes from. Great banded agate. These are great.
We're going to
Island agate is super cool. Like your hit ratio is so high on this stuff, and it's an old kind of agate. If you look there, really an old formation. We think it's probably about as old as the Lakers. You know how Lakers are.
Yeah.
You'll see peelers in that. Same kind of feel on these types of things. And John loves island agate. So this Almejo is probably one of our most popular selling material because the hit ratio, it's a beautiful little banded agate. I'm gonna send you with some of this. You start cutting this, dude, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, this stuff is great. And this comes from Malawi. And Almejo, this is 1970s. This is actually another nice material. You can see it kind of peeking through there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just great banded material on that.
Sweet.
And then
Koyamito, I love this
Koyamitos,
stuff
some
too,
stick
yeah.
agate here. You know, part of the challenge is just, you know, if you look at that stick agate,
Yeah.
can just
I haven't seen a bad piece of that. It's off yet.
Yeah,
It's all just
that comes out of Turkey. People love the tiger eye. There you go. You can see you can get that blues in there.
Wow.
We don't have great light right here, but that's, if you go on the live sale, you'll see I sell a lot of that. People love this material. We're doing actually a live sale coming up. So this is actually slabs for the live sale. So we have a lot of slabs, and you know, there's a Laguna right there. You know,
Ocean?
It's ocean jasper. You know, I got some ocean jaspers. You guys are gonna flip upstairs. They're like
I
this
bought
big.
a piece off your live sale one time. One that John had gone through with a core.
Oh yeah.
But it's a big chunk, but it's got a lot of usable material for CAD making.
This is just a tiny bit of material. So this is just staging for the live sales right now. There's new product that's come out. They're buying rock and they're like, how the hell do I store all my rock? So these are stainless steel storage bins. To store your rock, stacking storage bins, and it'll be a handle. I have to put the handles on the back, but this basically stainless steel stacking storage bin, so that you can verticalize your.
And they
storage.
stack on one on
like
top of the
that.
other. Yeah.
When we make something, we look at, would we use it? That's the number one driver when we make something. If we don't think it's valuable, we're not going to make it. Because we're not oriented around doing stuff just for the money, because we don't care about that. We care about, does it really solve a problem to help somebody?
Yeah, and this kind of thing here, like I know from personal experience, I'll go to Michael's and just buy a storage bin like this over here. I'll buy like 20 of these and I'll have them just lying around. This makes it more economical to store, right?
Yeah, that is Pinolith out of Canada. This is
see?
Yeah, British
I've
Columbia.
seen some posted on
I
that.
think I'm going to sell this in the live sale.
Pinolite.
Penolite. Part of why people like the live sale thing
Yeah.
is you're at home. You're not got flights. You're not got cars. You're not got hotel rentals. You're not dealing with what all the problems is. You can sit there. You can see exactly what you're getting. If you don't like it, you can send it back. So it's easy to be able to see things and to be able to get also the story. Because John, you've been on the live sales. John has an encyclopedia of knowledge around rock. He's kind of like all the details, and he's passionate about sharing that, like really, and that's part of why we're recording all this stuff, is there's a whole archive of knowledge that
People want to hear that.
They do.
They want to hear it.
and for us, we're about sharing information, not hoarding information. You had, sometimes, unfortunately, in Lapidary, you'll have a mindset where people be like, okay, it's mine. And if I teach you my polish process, you're going to compete with me. I'm like, that is a small thinking. I'd much rather get that knowledge out there and really help people be successful. So the overall passion for gemstone cutting and polishing really becomes widespread. That's really the mission of Highland Park, is to inspire over 1 million people to participate in gemstone cutting and polishing. So that's our overall mission. You know, for us, it's there's sure we want to grow and things like that, but it is really around helping people be successful, because if you focus on that, the other problems get solved.
That's
Well, in the hobby build, you know, helping build the hobby, people get better skills and they'll come back, you know, when they're happy. That looks like crazy lace.
That is crazy lace.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Really, that is crazy lace.
Look at this crazy lace spear. No fractures. Look at that.
An insane piece.
Wow.